Ticket Machine is the official ticket broker of Spartan Nation. No matter what you need a ticket for, border to border, coast to coast, the Ticket Machine is your ticket source. So whether you need to get into the hottest concerts, the best sporting events, you want the best seats in the house, or you just want to get in the door, when you want to go to any event that requires a ticket, anywhere, border to border, coast to coast, it's always theticketmachine.com. Theticketmachine.com, 517-655-3201. Check it out today at theticketmachine.com.
Glad to be down here in Clarkston with Michigan State commit, the great Thomas Kithier. Thomas, thanks for taking the time.
No problem, thank you.
You know, I know you were disappointed you didn't get to play, but I don't want to get into that. The point was, you got to practice with Foster all year. You got to practice with Garrett, a great basketball team with an amazing coach.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand. You're exponentially better, even though you didn't play in games, for what you got this year. Am I wrong, Thomas?
No, you know, Coach Fife, he's probably one of the better coaches in the state, if not the best coach. I mean, just like he's been around basketball forever. He played at Michigan, I know that. He just knows the game, and like we got other assistant coaches who just know the game too. And then being able to practice with Foster every day, like he can help you out, like teach you like different ways, like see the game differently. You know, just being around other high-level basketball players helps me out.
I want to talk to you about something I think you're better at, hearing reports about you out of practice. You've always been a good basketball player, but maybe not the most confident guy. And I heard that you came along and you were much more aggressive this year than ever. Am I reading you right?
Yeah, you know, like before in the past, I've kind of been like scared, like that's not like a little bit not scared, but like hesitant to shoot outside and play outside. But you know, this year, like going against the starters, like I've had to like be on scout team. I've had to go like be the primary ball handler with them because a lot of the guys, underclassmen, aren't used to it. So it's just pretty much a lot more confidence in my shooting and ball handling. My three-point shot mid range just came a long way this year too. That's
a thing I don't think people understand about you. You're a big. How tall are you right now?
6'8".
And then how much do you weigh?
225.
So you're a big, but you're very comfortable on the perimeter and in the paint, aren't you?
Yeah, I can play either or. I mean, whatever Michigan State will need next year, I'll play. I mean, I don't care if I'm playing on the perimeter or down low. I mean, it's just, I think my versatility is going to help me out next year.
One of the things I don't think people realize about you is you're a very kind kid. You're a good kid. And it doesn't mean others aren't good kids, but you're very kind. But I wanted to ask you, what did it mean to Thomas Kithier? Your team just wins a state title, and they dedicated it to you.
I mean, it means the world. I mean, I love the guys on the team. It's just like there's not one guy on the team I don't like. You know, just every guy on the team I can joke around with, I'm friends with. I mean, it's just a great group of guys. I mean, I say like one of the biggest team bonding things is playing on the Xbox with Fortnite. So I mean, it's just like a great atmosphere here, and I love them all.
For you, though, again, this is your humility. You talk about your teammates. I want to talk about Thomas Kithier. That moment, though, when they dedicate it to you, you're a guy, you think about your parents, you think about your teammates. You don't think a lot about Thomas Kithier. It's like I said, you're very kind. But when you went to bed that night and you're laying there by yourself and you know they just dedicated this to you, how special was that, Thomas?
You know, it just makes me feel good. It shows like how much the team cares about me. You know, they know that it's been like a rough year for me with just not being able to play. But it just shows like the character that they have, and it makes me like it made me smile. You know, just all the guys like support me, pat me on the back. You know, just like it's just a great feeling.
I want to get into your parents because I think that is one of the greatest gifts you have. Is you have two absolutely amazing parents who love you, who adore you, care about you. They're not trying to live vicariously through you as an athlete, which you know, some do. They're mom and dad first, not parents of a basketball player. How much of the character you display comes from them?
I would say everything I've learned has came from my parents. You know, both my parents, they'll do anything for me. You know, I'm an only child, so I'm kind of spoiled a little bit, you know. My parents, it's just like ever since I was playing like second grade, if I was playing baseball, basketball, hockey, they're always driving me to practice, driving other kids to practice. It's just they've taught me like how to be a good person, what to expect, and how to succeed in life.
I want to go back to the recruiting process. You got that offer from Izzo, and you were not waiting long. So did you grow up a Spartan fan?
Yeah. I remember I always like. You know, like I remember like in school, elementary school, it's always like you're either a fan of Michigan or Michigan State. I mean, I've always like stayed. I don't know why. I think it was just because like the football team was on the rise and the basketball team's just always been great. So I mean, I just remember the final 4 years. I remember going down to an open practice when they played in Detroit, and seeing guys like Delvon Rowe play. And that's like some of my early memories I have of Lake State.
I want to go back to Tom Izzo, Hall of Fame coach, and he makes you the offer. Again, you're a humble kid.
Yeah.
You're standing there with this Hall of Famer, and he says, Thomas, why don't you come play for me? I know you didn't wait long. What's that moment like for a kid? Because the fans will never know what it's like to be a high athlete, high profile, let alone to get one from a Hall of Famer. What's that moment like?
You know, it's a moment you will never forget in life. From the moment he offered me after the team camp, like it's just kind of like when you first get offered, you're kind of like in shock. Like I got an offer. Like you grow up watching Michigan State and Izzo on TV, and then all of a sudden, like you in the back of your head, you're thinking that's gonna be me in a couple of years. I mean, it's something I'll never forget.
I want to go back to, of course, I've seen you at so many games this year. What did it mean to you the way Miles, Jaron, Cash, I mean, this entire team, you were one of them, they loved you. What did that mean as far as assimilating into that Spartan culture? I mean, they're there, they're Kithier fans themselves.
Yeah. You know, just like touching on that, it's like that's one of like the reasons why I committed. Like when you go up there, it feels like a family. Like everybody's together. There's not people like going off in different paths and stuff. It's a family culture, and the guys they really mean it. Like they love you, and like it's like your family when you get up there and commit. I
don't think fans realize you stay in contact with them, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like I always talk to the guys. It's like Snapchat, just texting them. Like I went out there last weekend when we played in the state championship. I stayed out there and worked out. So I was just hanging out with the guys, hanging out with Cassius and Nick last weekend. So it was a lot of fun.
I want to ask you a personal thing on your part. Thomas, what do you got to get better at? When you talk to them right now, between now and you're going to be there in just a couple months, what do you got to get better at?
You know, I say one thing you can always get better at is the strength, like improving in the weight room, because you know, like once you get there, it's going to be a whole different experience. Like you can say you lift in high school, everybody can say it, but like once you actually get like on your team's program, it's like a whole different animal. And then I say also just getting, I say working my left hand a little bit more. Like I'm pretty strong around the rim with the left hand attacking. Just working on that a little bit more.
I want to ask you about your diet. How much weight do you want to gain?
To be honest, if I want to stay around like 225, 230, but
which is where you are now.
Yeah. But I think when I get to state, I'm going to have to lose some fat and then put on some muscle probably is what I'm going to have to do.
So it's going to be more of a trade-off.
Yeah, it's more of a trade-off, like you lose 10 pounds and you put on 10 pounds of muscle.
Okay. Coach DJ Stevens, you're going to be working a lot with him.
Yes.
Great assistant coach. That guy's developed so many guys and put them in the NBA. What do you like about DJ?
One thing I love is Coach DJ's personality. He's just like a great guy to be around. And then also he's a guy that just knows play the game. Like he knows how to get the best out of players, and he knows watching everybody. Like he knows what you have to do to get better, and he's gonna push you every day to get better.
I know Tom Izzo because he's my personal friend, but as you know, a lot of people don't get the privilege of knowing him well like we do.
Yeah.
If you were trying to explain to people what the Tom Izzo that people don't see, how would you describe Tom?
I say there's two different ways to describe him. On the court, he's a fiery guy that wants to get the best out of you, that's going to yell at you to death, but at the end of the day, he loves you, and he just wants the best out of players.
How much are you going to be better for dealing with Izzo, having played for Dan Fife, who is just an older version of Izzo and probably a little taller?
Yeah, you know, I know Izzo, like, they're going to coach differently and like look at the games different ways, but it definitely helps with Coach Fife because, you know, Coach Fife's a little bit of a yeller himself too, and
just a little,
and they're both. I think they kind of coach like the same way. You know, they expect this like the same things out of your player to play as a team player, run through the system, take good shots. So I mean, with staying with Coach Fife is definitely going to help me out.
How would you describe Foster Loyer? Because I'm going to ask him to describe you. How would you, to Spartan fans, because you practice with him every day, how would you describe him?
Foster, I said when I talk about Foster, like on the court, I say the number one thing that comes to mind is leadership. He's just one of the best leaders you'll ever meet. I think he'll be one of the best leaders when it comes down to Michigan State, like that's ever played there. He's just a great guy. He's like always talking. Like this guy, like he does not be quiet in practice. Like you can hear him every minute of practice. And then off the court, he's just a guy that you want to be friends with. He's such a good guy, and he's always positive, and he'll always help you out no matter who you are.
I don't know how much you remember history, but I describe him as the tenacity and fierceness of Mateen with the offensive talent of Drew Neitzel. Am I right?
I mean, I would agree with that. I mean, Foster, like you watch him play, like we'll be up 20 and he's still diving head first in the third row of the bleacher to save a ball, and you're like looking at him like, well, dang, Foster, like I'm just like I remember like it just seems like every year. I mean, every game this year he's dove for a ball and like just scraped up an arm and knee or something. He's just bleeding every game, it feels like. I mean, but But yeah, definitely. And then Foster, you can also shoot the lights out. I've never played with somebody that can shoot the ball as well as him. I mean, especially watching the state championship. I mean, like I remember one. He just like a fadeaway three in the corner, and I'm looking at him like that's like what do you like? How do you make that, man? It's just crazy.
Just two more questions.
Yeah.
A lot of young guys your age, and I'm going to put Foster in this, will come to Michigan State as kids, leave as men.
Yes.
With what you went through this year, I think you grew up awful quick. And does that give you a little bit of advantage maybe over some freshmen? I mean, you've been away from the game for the year. You've always loved football. I mean, basketball. But I think there's a part of you that even has maybe a fire others don't because you had it taken away for a year. Am I reading you right?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I'm just like kind of like something fiery in me that like I'm ready to play. Like I'm never gonna back down from anybody, and then it's just gonna be I'm just like itching to play because I missed the whole year. So I mean, I'm ready to play. I mean, I definitely think I've grown up a lot too. Just like kind of like
you're different. To be honest, in my opinion, I think you're a different kid.
Yeah, I think just I matured a lot more on and off the court. You know, just like understanding. I just like one more thing. I just appreciate like the game more. Just like realizing that like something could happen and just it could be your last game. But I'm glad that I have another 4 years at state to play.
Last question. What's being a Spartan mean to Thomas Kithier?
Oh man, to put it into one word, I don't know if I could. I mean, one word would just be amazing. I mean, just gonna be an unbelievable experience. My 4 years at state, and I know that the community is gonna have your back, players are gonna have your back, coaches are gonna have your back. It's just hoping for big things at Michigan State, and we're gonna deliver them.
Last thing I did forget, I apologize. But I was recently speaking to an alumni group, and they asked me to describe you. And this is what I said, and if I'm wrong, you're on camera so you can tell me I'm wrong. I said, I think the greatest thing that made Thomas Kithier excited was he loves his parents, and when he got to go play college ball, wherever it would have been, to say, Mom and Dad, I'm going to pay for my own school. You don't have to. You appreciate being able to do that for your parents, don't you?
I mean, I do. My parents have done so much for me, you know. I feel like I've been more to pay for than the average kid. I mean, I just eat so much. I want to do this, and I just like, especially like with AAU, wanted to be able to travel all over the place. I mean, it puts us like, I'm just happy that like I can finally do something for my parents to kind of like pay them back for how good they've been to me and all the stuff I put them through.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.